Well, good morning again, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Marcus here, spokesman and advocate of basic human rights for all people. Here again, most of my conversations are kind of connected to something of God. And I have no apology for it. I love it. In fact, if it were not for that, perhaps you would hear nothing from me. And the reason that you hear from me, in spite of the fact there are so many different gods that I have heard about and heard people talk about, is that the God that I speak about is a God that's special to me, a God that has convinced me that all existence, all of everything that we can identify with the senses that we have been provided by God, the creator of everything. All of the love and happiness and joy and peace and prosperity and freedom, it's all created by God, the loving God. When I think about the hell, the war, the lying, the cheating, the stealing, the killing, the poverty, the hatred, the racism, all of these wonderful evil things were created by this God that I tell you about. These things were made special because the God that made us, the God of all humankind, made it so that we could have choice. So that we could have choice. We can actually choose what we want out of life, how we wanted to experience life. Now, if we choose one way, it would produce that beautiful stuff that you could describe or you can accept. If you chose another way, it would produce all of the ugly stuff, all the dangerous stuff you just didn't want to have anything to do with. But it is all God designed to make sure that whatever you want, you can have your choice. Now for me, I choose to live peaceful, prosperous, and all that other wonderful stuff you hear me say. That's my choice. And I come to you to tell you that God has given you these two choices and you can choose the one you want. There are actions that we as people must take in order to get either one. Now I hear people talking about in America and other parts of the world where people are being so abused by systems that they have accepted. Now, I didn't say established, or should I say established and others have accepted. And it's causing them all kinds of pains and suffering. And for them, their recourse is to run and hide. And I don't know what kind of God that represents. Well, I know it does nothing to eradicate the God that exists, that they're existing in. So I have to say it must be that God, Now I hear in America, they have allowed a certain man, my camera about to drop out, gotta hold you in my hand now. In America, they have allowed a certain thing to happen so long until America is acting like it's out of its mind. Yet, it is America's choice. But I hear men talking about leaving America, picking up their bags and leaving America, going other places. And I would say to them the same thing that I would say to people that are at the southern borders and other places. If that crisis is there, that you gotta do what you do, I would say to other nations and people, help these who definitely can't do anything for themselves. But these men, give them a ticket back home or give them a ride back home. Let them go back and protect the land that they say they should have. If they run away from their own land, run into your land trying to get some help, and they ain't gonna do nothing for you. If they're running from their own land, you know darn well they're gonna run from your land if needed. Or will never be able to supply the kind of support that is required. So I say, brothers in America, talking about running, talking about going away, is pathetic. It's absolutely sick. Don't let anybody come to your house and tear your house down. Your house. And all of a sudden you got to pack your bags and run. Well, there is the choice to be made. There's a God that is responsible for both. If you choose one of these particular ways I've described to you, the other will kill you. That's the way it's made. They can't stand the other. You will be killed, yes, for being who you are. That's a choice. Now the other, I don't know, ladies and gentlemen, the end of the story. I've heard people say this, I've heard people say that, but the truth of the matter I don't know what that end is. I do know that one will kill to have its way, and another will die to make sure you don't. Well, whatever value that is, it's yours. Goodbye for now.